Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about how to read normal chest X-ray in easy way. Chest X-ray interpretation is one of the fundamental skills of every doctor. Emergency physicians are particularly exposed to various chest X-rays during a regular shift. Therefore, knowing the basics and pathologies in the ED setting is very important. This chapter will summarize the basics of chest X-ray interpretation and give some pathologic examples. There are three types of chest films: antero-posterior (AP), postero-anterior (PA), lateral. Rotation: the clavicles should appear symmetrical and be seen as equal length. The distance between the thoracic spinal process and clavicular heads should be equal. If there is a rotation, mediastinum may look abnormal. The clavicular heads and spinous process alignment, the X-ray shows minimal rotation. Compare X and Y. Inspiration: on good inspiration, the diaphragm should be seen at the level of the 8th-10th posterior rib or 5th-6th anterior rib. The chest X-ray shows adequate inspiration. Airway: the trachea, carina and both main bronchi are called the upper airway and should all be visible on an AP view. Look for if there is any deviation of the trachea away from the midline. Introduction of air into one side of the chest cavity will cause that side of the lung to collapse. The collapsed lung will push the trachea to the opposite side and resulting in a deviation that will show up on chest X-ray. Airway structures on the chest X-ray: red arrows, trachea; green arrow, carina; pink arrows, left and right main bronchus. Bones. A chest X-ray provides a good view to look for ribs and clavicle fractures. Clavicular fractures are usually at the middle third of the clavicle, which is easy to see in chest X-rays. Rib fractures, however, can sometimes be hard to see. Each rib should be followed across its length to look for fracture lines or step-offs that could indicate a fracture. Hyperinflated lungs are seen as the result of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease where the patient is unable to fully expel the air that is inhaled with every breath. Because of this, overinflation will result in a greater number of ribs that can be visible on the chest X-rays. Normally, 8 to 10 ribs are expected to be seen on the chest X-ray. Bone structures on the PA chest X-ray. Numbers: ribs, red dashed line and arrows, clavicle; yellow dashed line and arrows, medial border of scapula; green dashed line and arrows, third rib; pink dashed line, vertebrae. Cardiac. This part involves the heart and surrounding structures. The silhouette of the heart should be identified, and the heart borders should be clear. As a general rule, the heart base should not be wider than 1/2 the total width of the diaphragm. If the heart base is 1/2 the width of the diaphragm on the chest X-ray, it refers to cardiomegaly or pericardial effusion. The aortic arch and the left pulmonary artery should be visible as two semicircles above the left atrium. There is a space called the aortic pulmonary window that has the following borders: ascending aortic arch, anterior; descending aortic arch, posterior; left pulmonary artery, inferior; inferior border of aortic arch, superior. The window should be concave in the lateral border. If it is not, mediastinal lymphadenopathy and aorta, pulmonary artery aneurysms are possible. The left hilar point is slightly higher than the right hilar point. The hilar point should be at the level of the lateral extent of the right 6th rib. The inferior vena cava lies end of the right cardiophrenic angle. Heart borders on the AP chest X-ray. Pink dashed lines and arrows, heart borders; yellow dashed line and arrow, aortic arch; blue circle and arrow, aortopulmonary window. Diaphragm. The outline of the diaphragm should be clear and smooth. Right hemidiaphragm should be higher than the left. It has three major characteristics that can be found on chest X-ray. The gastric air bubble on the left. The diaphragmatic contour looks like a dome shape, and the right side located little higher than the left. The costophrenic angle is the lateral point of attachment for the diaphragm, and it should be a clear, sharp, and a triangle shaped at either end. If the angle is closer to 90 degrees, then the lungs could be hyperexpanded, e.g., COPD, and be pushing the diaphragm down into the abdomen. If the costophrenic angle is blunting, that usually is indicative of pleural effusion. The view of the diaphragm on the AP chest X-ray. Yellow dashed lines and arrows, diaphragm. Red arrow, gastric air bubble. Pink dashed lines, costophrenic angles. Extra thoracic tissues. Mostly this means is the lung parenchyma. Lung fields can be divided into zones, upper, middle, and lower zones. Upper zone, from the apex to second costal cartilage. Middle zone, between second and fourth costal cartilage. Lower zone, between fourth and sixth costal cartilage. So you should compare the lung parenchyma left to right in the upper, middle and lower zones and see whether there is a difference. Look for equal radiolucency between the left and the right lungs zones. The horizontal fissure on the right divides the upper and middle lobes, from the hilum to the sixth rib at the axillary line. You should also check soft tissues outside the thorax for subcutaneous air, foreign body, bizarre density, etc. fields and fissures. You should check lung fields for infiltrates. Identify the location of infiltrates and identify the pattern of infiltration, interstitial or alveolar pattern. Look for air bronchograms, nodules, curly B lines. Pay attention to the apices. You should also check for masses, consolidation, pneumothorax and vascular markings. Vessels should be almost invisible at the lung periphery. Finally, you should evaluate the major and minor fissures for fluid collection. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like and subscribe.